Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Likewise Gamer channel. It's been a while, but today we're going to be doing slightly different than usual. We're going to be starting an F1 2020 My Team career mode. So firstly, we're going to be looking at my character. So we have named him Joe Farmer. Yeah, I don't know why. But here is the celebration, the pose I've selected, the gloves I've gone for, the zigzag style. I think it looks cool, and we've similar done that to the suit and the helmet as well, running this blue and white theme throughout the whole character. I've chosen number 98 just simply because that was the highest number available. So now we're going to be going into the team details. So we have called it Likewise Grand Prix, just like Braun GP, and we have gone for the Shark sponsorship simply because it's very easy. Just get 5 Constructors Championship points with a 4.9 million bonus, the Renault Power Unit, and Nyck de Vries as our driver to start off the Likewise GP story. We have chosen a blue livery for our car here, sponsored by Shark, of course. Just a very blue and white theme throughout the whole design of the team. Those are going to be our main colors here. And that's the logo we've gone for. Modern touch on a simple sort of style. No idea what it represents. But yeah, that's going to be our logo going into our first season of the F1 2020 My Team career mode. So here is the HQ of Likewise GP, the logo in the back, and the car ready for the reveal. So first we're going to be looking at the activities here. I think we're going to go and select a driver training camp just to get up the stats of Nyck de Vries. Obviously, he's not the best driver, so getting up those stats would be very important to push for some Constructors Championship points here. And we're going to go for a preseason merchandise sale just to get some money built into the team so we can upgrade these absolutely terrible facilities here. Spec 0 and everything. Obviously, the chassis is our best facility, probably one of the most important facilities. And as you can see here, our R&D chart, there's just nothing going on here. We're going to have to upgrade a lot of stuff here. And surprisingly, we're not the worst team on the grid. We're the 3rd worst ahead of Haas and Williams. So that's a good start, obviously. We've just finished the driver training camp with Nyck de Vries here, and we're just simulating through where we go see the car reveal. Beautiful presentation there. What a lovely car, lovely livery. So now the next thing to do is obviously to simulate the Australian Grand Prix, the first Grand Prix of Likewise GP here. And yeah, let's get into it and see how we do. So these are the results. Not surprisingly, there's a Mercedes on pole position. It's the Finn, Valtteri Bottas, and Vettel and Hamilton behind him. Surprising the Ferrari's up there with the Mercedes. But then, yeah, not surprisingly, we are last on the grid with a 127 on the same row as our fellow Canadian.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at Albert Park, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. And home to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. We've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Raback over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
Ever since their participation was announced, there were questions being asked about whether an outfit like this could survive, and certainly it's proving to be a trial by fire so far. Let's hope they can continue to draw in investment and find a little more pace as well.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Alexander Albon, and Norris, Sainz, Ricciardo, Perez, and Esteban Ocon, Stroll, Kvyat, Pierre Gasly, and Vettel. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Raikkonen, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen, and Antonio Giovinazzi, De Vries, Russell, Latifi, and the owner-driver rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Thank you, Crofty, for that beautiful presentation. As you saw there, a 10-place penalty for Vettel, but we've got a lot of work to do here. So let's get going in the Australian Grand Prix. Alright, the series is soon to be underway here in Australia. 5 red lights and away we go here. Overtake mode around George Russell. Into the first corner. We're going to make a huge dive down the inside. No damage coming out of turn 1. Kvyat ahead of us in the clean air. Vettel in the Ferrari closely behind 200s. Away. Dive down. No touch on Kvyat. We're going to try and make a move, but the move doesn't stick. Wide run around the third corner here. And is there a move on Kvyat? Can we make it? He defends, touching wheels, and he makes a move on his teammate Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri. They don't make any contact. Gasly kisses the grass.
Nice start.
We still have some ERS that we're going to deploy, but we're going to save that for later on here. A little bump on Kvyat into Gasly. Rich mix available. We're not going to use it though. And here we come here. Clean run, and we come out of that corner very clean. Vettel trying to make a move on us here. He's very close. Oh, it's very wide. It's terrible, and Vettel capitalizes on our terrible driving there. A little touch of the gravel. Cut the chicane. And Vettel has made a move on us when we were sleeping. Terrible run into that corner, come out very wide. And Vettel, who went on the inside, he comes out in front of us, and we're in 15th here, still ahead of our teammate Nick De Vries. We started in P21, P15 here, but still no points, and that won't really help us for our 15 constructors points bonus. We run on the grass there. Magnussen trying to go around us, but he won't be able to. Maybe he will soon be able to. We go on the grass there. Terrible turn into there. We come out of that corner very clean. Magnussen still on our tail. He's going to try and make the move, but he can't. We defend our position beautifully. Look back on him, he's a bit behind us, still in the DRS zone. So we'll see what he tries and to do here. Magnussen goes in front of us here.
Try to stay with him, he might
Wide
make a
turn.
mistake.
Raikkonen! He's at us! What are you doing? Kimi Raikkonen! He goes right into our front wing! And we're gonna look at this again! But oh my, Raikkonen, the experience! Oh, dog, what are you doing? Holy smokes! Bang! He just hits us! Out of our first race, he even hits our teammate Nick De Vries a little bit. And we're gonna have to retire from our first race. Absolute scenes. as Kimi Raikkonen has hit us. He is completely in the wrong there, and he's ruined both of our races and given other drivers around us some damage.
A great race then.
And without a doubt, it's Mercedes that win the race here. Probably Valtteri Bottas as he started on pole, but it's Lewis Hamilton who wins the first Grand Prix of the series in Australia. It's an all Mercedes front row here with Leclerc who shares the podium, but it's Lewis Hamilton. Absolute scenes there as Raikkonen goes into us, and that's our first race done and dusted. It's a DNF for us. It's a win for Hamilton. And we'll be back stronger next time. Definitely that's not going to happen again. We're going to send Raikkonen some messages here.
Let's see what
We
effect
won't do
this
that
result
again,
has
really.
had on the driver's
But
standing.
yeah, it's Hamilton, Bottas,
takes over the
Leclerc,
lead of the drivers' championship
Verstappen,
after an excellent result.
Albon,
After an
Sainz,
incredible
the
day
rest of the
racing,
order
who
there,
was
all
your
in the
driver of
points.
the
And
day,
it's
Ant?
us, the
Well, for
one
me,
and
it's
only
got to be Lewis
DNF.
Hamilton.
Nick
The
De
multiple
Vries
world
comes
champion
last.
may be the boring choice at
And
this
yeah,
point,
thanks
but you
for
can't
watching,
argue
guys.
that he's a driver deserving